In prison, one encounters all forms of people. And as far as race, if you're white, you are without question the minority. According to the old timers, and from what I've seen during my first few years, Puerto Ricans were with the whites, and the blacks remained to themselves. That changed over the course of the years. Now it's the whites who are by themselves, and the Puerto Ricans linked up with the blacks. It's an environment where you meet all kinds of people, some who remain etched in my mind. Like this little old man that lived on my company, a few cells down from me. I only knew him as Mr. Kane, and by looking at him, you would never imagine what he was in for. One of the first things I noticed about him was that he always collected magazines. And when he was done with a magazine, all the heads would be cut out. Ordinary people, celebrities, advertisements, it didn't matter. He would make collages out of them. Supposedly, he had books and books full of collages. One day someone asked me, "Do you know why Mr. Kane's here?" I didn't know anything about him, especially the crime he committed. One afternoon, Mr. Kane was walking down the street carrying a shopping bag, and a policeman noticed what looked like blood dripping from the bottom of the bag. So he stopped him, and after a search of the bag, Mr. Kane had a woman's head in there. I think it was either his wife or girlfriend. But as I mentioned, if you've seen him, you would never expect that he was capable of anything like that. 2 of the 17 years I spent was in a prison called Southport. On one of the first days in the rec room, I spotted Joel Steinberg, who in the late 80s had a sensational case where he was convicted of the murder of his daughter. So it came as a surprise to me to see him socializing among the other inmates. Another person at Southport was Robert Gallup, who was convicted in April 1990 for the March 3rd, 1989 murder of his next-door neighbor. In fact, that trial was the first case in New York State to convict someone by DNA evidence. Those are just a few who come to the top of my head. And then there are others so heinous, I wouldn't be able to discuss them on here. I remember being told what some of these guys did and couldn't believe what I was hearing. Most people, thankfully, have no idea what remains behind the walls of prisons. Put it this way, I see a lot of people speak of Tommy Karate or Roy DeMeo. The guys I'm not mentioning make them look like altar boys. Trust me. Okay, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Drink plenty of water and stay well.